Hey, it's your boy Pascal Siakam.
Hey, it's your boy Roy Wood. You guys are watching the Link Up.
Skirt, my tires on asphalt, swiping her car till it smacks stop. Ballin' on that Pascal, Hennessy making me act out. She hit the dance.
Making a song named after you, but just seeing the passion and how you ball with such a young team, taking the team to where you guys went to last year, and it was just for me seeing that as a Torontonian, growing up, just seeing how it's been rocky for us. It's just such a beautiful transition to see such a young team, hungry, fierce, have so much doubt and just and so much even hate and all that bad talk. Just come and strive through it and punch through all those walls and come out on top. It was like just till this day, still goosebumps talking about it. So just that, I felt, even with your sauce and how you ball, fam, crazy. Crazy.
Man, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No worries.
Because just listening, I didn't know because my agent told me about it, and it was just like, man, kind of felt like, okay, damn, you're a rival. So I'm like, damn, they make a song about you. And it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool just because there's things that you don't really think about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really something that you think about, like, oh, I want people to say my name in a song, like that's not something you think about. But just having that happening, man, like, and obviously the fact that you're from Toronto, like I have many like people from Toronto, friends from college, like that are from Toronto, and so like I know, like, the struggle and like everything that I'm going through in terms of sports in general, even like this life in general, so like just seeing that and me be able to inspire you to like have a song, you know what I mean? So like that's great. Like I love it. And I always felt like, I was part of the Toronto community for sure because of all my friends. Like they talked to me about Toronto and all this. So just be a part of it and winning a championship for the city, like that was great. And then now have you make a song about me, those are things that you don't even dream about, you know what I mean?
So Pascal, when you first came to the States, what were some of the first artists that you were taking in?
I think, coming in, obviously when I came in, the people that I listened to, I think one of the first artists that I gravitated towards, like as soon as I came in, was Meek Mill. Like I think Meek Mill was like Meek was like one of my favorite. He's definitely one of my favorite rappers to listen to. But because I love battle rap, like that's something that I got introduced to when I came to the US, and battle rap.
I love it too.
Yeah, man. I was in college, in my dorm room, everywhere, just listening to battle rap every single day, and just like all the battle rap community, man. Like I love them and just what they do. So like that type of style is something that I gravitated towards to it, and it helped me also like even learning English and different things like that. Just like listening to these people talk and express themselves like that. That was cool. So like Meek Mill was one of the big people that I listened to, and then obviously going to college and hanging out with the Canadians, Drake and those guys I got introduced to. So like those in the beginning, early, those are the people, and then Ed Sheeran. I have different, like I have so many different people I listen to, like Ed Sheeran, like so it's like wow, it's like crazy wild to think about because it's just different people, like you know what I mean. Like how can you listen to Meek Mill and Ed Sheeran? You know what I mean? Like that's just different, that's a different thing. But
I get you. I love me some Ed Sheeran too, man. He is so dope.
Man. It's just music, man, and I love it. I would like to think that back home I listened to a little bit of like the American culture. Obviously, like I think for us when we home, like as Africans, we looked at like American culture as like, yo, this is dope. Like this is the way to be. You know what I mean? You have to wear the baggy jeans, the fake clothes, or like the hats. So all that was always like something that we looked up to. So obviously the music, at the time, like listening to those people like the Biggie or like the Pac or whatever, like the case might be. I think it was always, the American culture was always like appealing like to us. So like I definitely like had some of them. I didn't know as much, but when I came into the US, that's when I learned deeply about it and I discovered a lot more people. For me, I definitely think that music and sports in general, can definitely bring change. Like it's something that brings people together, makes you feel good. I mean, right now, just looking at everything that's going on in the world and seeing people not be able to play sports, I think music is the one thing that you know what I mean, you can always listen to. You can always give you different emotions, calm your emotions, or make you feel good. And I think those things bring people together. Like, and in these times, we definitely need to be together, to love one another, and it's definitely, you know, I can definitely see that. You know, they have those like soccer or football or basketball, you know, sports in general, and music. You know, they can definitely do that. They can definitely bring change, and they can bring people together, which is what we need in this time. I don't know what you think, Roy, about it.
No, I definitely feel the same. Just from growing up, seeing what celebrities used to do as a kid, also inspired me to just, in myself as a celebrity, make change. You know, definitely when I have those opportunities to as well. Because, you know, I feel like, you know, just even looking up to somebody takes a lot. And it is a lot, you know, and that's a big role to play when, you know, you have not just one person that looks up to you. For instance, like in a family, you have a whole bunch of kids from different countries now, you know, different cities, different ways of living, different, you know what I'm saying? Different families, different ways of thinking, all these people, but they look up to you and they're all there in life, and we all need guidance at some point, you know?
Our voice, you know, are bigger than we think, or sometimes, you know, you don't see yourself as like that, but you're influential, and whatever you say, you know, there's people that take it and they really would believe in it because you believe in it. And I think it's important that, you know, we give out that message, and we urge people to vote. We urge people to, you know, love one another. We urge people to, you know, like learn about each other. And I think it's our job. We got to do that. And just because our voices are powerful, and we got to do that. So definitely kudos to you. And you know, I think all the other artists doing it. And I think it's time, man. Like, it's time for it to change. And we got to do everything in our power to affect that change, or like to bring the change. So I'm definitely with it.
These kind of things just kind of take me away. You know, I'm such an emotional person sometimes. So like things like this just kind of makes me get in my head, and just makes me just want to understand what's really going on in this world, you know, and things that I feel like we can do just in our homes first to help the situation, so we can help. We have to help ourselves in order to help other people, you know. So that at first, that's what I was doing, just a lot of reflection, you know. And now I'm here, seeing what's really going on, and I feel like, you know, there's just something that makes me want to do something. Even though I'm in Canada, I just want to do something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm seeing that all over. You see in Montreal, the rioting. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of rioting and stuff like that going on, and it's definitely out of control. It doesn't matter where you are. Like, people are going out there. They're walking. They're, you know, there's peaceful protests. The people are out. You know, and it makes me definitely just want to, you know, go out there too, and just in whatever way I can, you know, because this is deeper than just my color. You know, this is about this is about being a human now.
Right. I think it's that, because for me, I'm from Africa, and it's a different perspective to it too, because where I'm from, it's not the same. Like, we don't really have racism, you know, like in that term. It's more like tribalism. It's like, okay, if you're not from my tribe, I don't like you. Right. So there's different ways. So I feel like you could feel it no matter where you are or whatever you're from. There's a way where there's some type of social injustice and something that's not right. And I think, you know, once you know, just looking at that video, man, like, you know, like, I just think that no matter where you're from, like, looking at that video, it got to hurt. It has to, you know, urge you to want change and want to, like, talk about what's happening and have people, man, like, we got, like, that can't happen. You know what I mean? Like, no matter, it's obviously it's bigger than the police or like police brutality. But just even that, man, we gotta be able to change that. They gotta be held accountable for their actions most of the time. And you know what I mean? Like, we all know there's good cops out there or good people that's really doing the job. But for the people that are not, like, they need to be held accountable. There needs to be better training, or you know, whatever the case might be, man. Like, this can't be happening. We can't be seeing our brothers and sisters, you know, die like that and lose their lives, and you know, like, that just hurts, man. It hurts. And I just think that no matter where you're from, man, like, you feel this, like, and if you can't see that it's happening, you know, like, you must be blind, you know, and if you're blind, like, you have to feel it, because it's in the air, like, it's everywhere. You have to be able to feel it. So, man, we want change, man, and people are reacting to it the way they want to react, and I don't think that it's my job to tell people how to act, you know what I mean, like, and they're just gonna react like, you know, how they feel it, you know, and this is their right, you know what I mean, to do that. And I just think that, you know, obviously there's bigger things to do and bigger conversations to be had for it to change, but you know, it needs to start now.
This is about being a human now, you know, like this, especially with our color though, but this is something that's been going on for, oh my God, like for instance in Guyana, where I'm from, the racism is not just against black people and white people. It's actually the Indian people and the black people. It's actually the racism is actually worse with them, right? So I've seen like I've also had my own interactions with, you know, racism as well. So it's like it very, I feel weird for me because I don't know, I've never felt like I would see something like this in my lifetime, in my generation. So I'm still trying to soak it up as like, you know, why, what can I do? How can, you know what I mean? How I'm still in that process of just soaking it all up, you know?
So Roy, growing up, like what was it like? What was music like for you? Just, you know, like being in Canada, I know it's different than in the US a little bit. So like, what was your perspective on music, and like, how did you, you know, fall in love with music?
So when I was growing up, the music scene was kind of transitioning, not a fast, but you can see it, right? Even as a youth, right? And it went from straight boom bap to then making those kind of like club 2000 hits, and then R&B started mixing in with that kind of sound as well. So it was kind of changing, but it was kind of staying in its lane. Right, it was very, I feel, easy to enjoy music because there wasn't so much going around. Like at that time, obviously there was still like CDs, and still I had my first cassette when I was like 8 years old, right? So I mean, like the music was definitely like, it was definitely what it was now, and I still like go back and listen to that because that's my heart and soul. That's my, you know, that's me. So no, it's definitely influenced the way I make music, take in music, and learning to, you know, appreciate that music as it was for that generation, that time, and learn how to appreciate this music for what it is in this time. You know, and there's a lot of, I feel like I can go back and say, wow, like this artist made a song that sounded like this song back in the day, you know, because a lot of my generation, I feel like they look at music and feel the same way towards the music that we grew up with. You know, our parents, our aunties, or everybody used to go to, you know, the family parties that they all played this kind of music. You know, so it's just, I feel, in our bones, and you know, we can make nostalgic music just because I feel like embedded in us. You know, it's definitely helped. Not even just, I feel like Toronto, because Toronto kind of I feel like when music was coming to a point where rappers wanted to really make it, everybody was kind of influenced off of New York, trying to mimic New York, right? Only now in the last, I'd say 10 years or so, Toronto's had its own identity, where we can go back now and take all these nostalgic feelings and put it in our music now, you know? But for a long time in just Toronto, it was straight, yeah, we just wanna hop on a boom bap beat and go hard and sound like New York. Right. Like that's how it was for a long time. Definitely now I feel like we've gotten out of that opening up and seeing new ways to see music, make music, and experience it, not just for us, but for the listeners as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you guys, you know, like all the Toronto artists and everything that you guys be able to do, man, like just, I'm sure as we feel on the basketball court that, you know, like most of the people, you know, don't really look at us like that. I know that you guys felt that way too, you know, like being from Canada and stuff. So just seeing like how far you guys come and what you guys are doing, man, is incredible. Like just to look at from all the different artists from Toronto, like, you know, definitely feel, you know, I mean, I'm not from Toronto, but like I feel proud looking at that, you know, just being here, living in Toronto. So you guys are doing great.
Thank you.
How was it like just growing up and looking at basketball? I know for me, looking at Vince Carter and all these, you know, the dunk contests and all these things. Like, so what was your memories of basketball like, and what made you like a basketball fan?
Definitely the Vince Carter era was huge for Toronto. Huge for me. I had a Vince Carter poster on my wall as a kid, right? Definitely, you know, I feel like Vince was brought me into that lane, and just like we had basketball courts all over the place everybody loved playing basketball, and it wasn't my number one sport, it was my number two sport. So I was like,
Right.
all right, I'll just go play ball. I can't play football now because it's raining, but they let us play basketball. It was always a thing. All the guys would play basketball. It was just something everybody would do. It was actually like probably one of the most important things about my child/teenage life. I did that more than I played football in school, like
Right.
at like for recess or anything, because that's what everybody did. So I don't know. Now I started watching basketball for like last 4 years or so now, and even just sports in general. Just started watching, but I started paying attention to more basketball, and I love it because now all my boys, we make it a thing now, where we just come together and we just all watch the games together, and it kind of made me feel cool now because I couldn't have the conversation before. So now I feel like
no, sure. I feel you with that. That's great.
Yeah, man. So yeah, definitely fun.
And I have one question, just quick, because I know people listen, like they have the retro jerseys, like those purple ones. When they came out, what was your thinking of it? Don't think about it now, but when they came out, what did you think of it?
Nah, when they I loved it. I loved it.
You loved it from back then?
Yeah, I loved it so much. And then even growing, like when I was a teenager and they got rid of it, you're all so sad. Everybody would still go back and get those jerseys. I don't know, it's just something about them, man.
Yeah. Because I know most people hated it, and then now it's like the thing, watching those jerseys.
Yeah, I feel like a generation or two before me that didn't like it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I feel like it was a little bit. I was like 7, 8 years old running around. I loved it though. We all loved, me and my little cousins, we all loved those jerseys. Yeah, man. Pascal, can you give me a top 5 artists? I want to know that. Top 5 artists.
Oh man, top 5 artists.
You on the spot. Let's go.
I know I'm on the spot right now. But I think, all right, so I'm gonna just say for me, I think my top 5 artists in general, I would say I would go Meek, because I think Meek was like one of the, the first person when I listened to rap, like it was one of the person that I gravitated towards. I put Biggie in there because when I did my research and I went back to the Biggies and the Tupac, like he was somebody that I really liked his style and how he was, you know what I mean? Like how he was spitting, like he was just like elegant, you know what I mean? It was cool, like I like that, and I would go Drake, because definitely got to listen to the music and stuff and different from because I like any type of music, right? Like even if it's the singing or the rapping, like everything, all that. I mentioned Ed Sheeran before. Ed Sheeran is definitely my top because I just like his sound and how he goes about it. The 5th person, who am I gonna put there? I gotta. That's something. I gotta go young. I gotta put somebody that's young, up and coming. That's up there. Well, obviously, I mean, if you got a song like Pascal, I mean, you gotta come up there. You know what I mean? You gotta get up there. You gotta. You know what I mean? So like, I would definitely put, because one of my new artists that I really listened to was Roddy Ricch. I really listened to him and everything that he was doing. I like, I like the vibe and all that. So I can definitely put you guys two there, because now if you sing a song about me, you got to go up there. So I'm gonna put that up there like that.
Oh, that's love. Roddy Ricch is definitely one of my favorites too. He's amazing young spitter.
Yeah, no, I love his music, man. I love it. Oh yeah, Roy, man. Like, how was it? I heard you played, you played football, played a little bit of basketball, but you had a career in football. So
yeah,
how was it, man? How was football? I'm not really familiar with it. The only football I know is soccer. So you know what I mean. So how was it, man? How was football?
Playing football was my life. I grew up with it I remember before actually I even could remember. My dad put the rock in my hand when I was like 2 years old, he told me. From there, I was just football. I learned how to run routes before my mom taught me how to pee. So,
man. That's dope. That's dope.
Gosh, I learned so much from my dad. And I tried to play city football. Got a concussion injury that was too serious. So I missed out on my first game. And I just said, no, I'm not doing this no more. So I just went to high school football. And that's where I actually dominated. It was actually very, very fun. I got most improved player my first year. Just as your
most improved gang. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I got that, and then my next year I got MVP. I got MVP for flag football in like grade 8. Those are both like offensive MVPs. I got those awards, and then I was captain in grade 10. Grade 11, I was just starting with all the other guys because they switched the league, so it was a varsity team now. So I was just starting wide receiver. I was just doing my thing, but I was never off the field. It was every practice, there after school, still getting it in, and making music at the same time. So, I mean, that was my life until my concussions took place.
Swiping her car till it smacks stop. Ballin' on like Pascal. Hennessy making me act out. She hit the thing, she pass out. She in the club with her. Most of these I don't spend money on the mess down.